right, Callie, thank you very much. Joining us now is special guest Austin Creed. Austin launched a YouTube gaming channel where he interviews and plays games with his coworkers, which sort of sounds like your basic premise for a YouTube channel until you learn that Austin's work name is Xavier Woods and his coworkers are some of WWE's superstar talent. Austin is currently 1/3 of the reigning WWE Raw Tag Team Champions The New Day and host of UpUpDownDown YouTube channel. Austin, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, no problem. So, yes, Austin Creed, a.k.a. Xavier Woods. Nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, dude, it's so nice to have you on. So, tell us, how did UpUpDownDown get started?
So what essentially started the channel is the fact that we have the WWE Network, and it's like a subscription service where you have all of our different shows that are on there, all of our different pay-per-views from back in the day, and then we have original content such as Renee Young has a show called Unfiltered where she interviews people. Corey Graves has a show where he talks about the guys' tattoos or the guys and girls' tattoos that are on the roster, things like that. Mm-hmm. And so essentially they're taking things that people loved and letting them make shows about them. So while we travel from town to town, which is legit 52 weeks a year, minimum 5 nights a week, we're bouncing to different towns every single day, a lot of times overseas as well. I always try to find arcade bars, and I'll go to those and play a ton of games and meet a bunch of cool people, and I usually make pretty good friends with the owners. And so what I wanted to do is kind of replicate the show that they have on the Travel Channel, where, you know, they have like Anthony Bourdain, and he's going around to different places and eating all these different foods. So, you know, when you go to Colombia, go eat here. When you go to Brazil, go eat there. I wanted to say, when you go to Kansas City, go to this arcade bar. When you go to Atlanta, go to this one. When you're in Portland, go to this one. So I kind of pitched that idea, and they weren't too keen on it because I don't think they really had a foothold in how big the gaming world was and like how much of a crossover there was between that and wrestling. And so I ended up meeting with another guy who just wanted to make a YouTube channel for the company, and he worked on the office side of things. And so we merged our ideas together and just created a YouTube gaming channel. And so after maybe like a year of talks with the higher ups of the company, we got the green light started up, and we filmed the first very awkward episodes in his basement. And then it just kind of popped off from there. But it's been cool learning the whole process of being a YouTuber and making tons of friends in the community, and like understanding how difficult it is to actually keep a YouTube channel going. Is it's a lot of people just say, I want to be on YouTube and I want to do this and do that, and it's like, no, like, you don't understand it's a full-time job. Like, it's very serious.
Right.
So don't jump into it unless you're actually ready to put the work and effort in.
Well, on that note, I mean, the WWE has a notoriously insane work schedule, as you alluded to, and we're no strangers to the craziness that comes with running a show. Where do you find both the motivation and the time to make as much content as you do?
Well, the main thing for me is that I wanted to be taken seriously in the YouTube world, and because I know how much work it takes, so I didn't want it just to be kind of, do this halfway. And so for me, I've always been a very driven person and trying to get the things that I want. And so in making friends, like I said, in the community and getting their feedback and their help, trying to use all the resources that I have, I just focus obviously enough of my time on wrestling, because that's my dream, has been my goal since I was a child to get there, and it's my job. But to make sure the YouTube channel is successful and that it's constantly growing, I just make sure that I use what I have to my advantage. And I feel like a big advantage that I have that some people don't is the fact that I do travel everywhere. So I am able to do collaborations with other people that are, overseas in the UK. We did a bunch of stuff in London with some people, or, even in South America, we went down there, and to be able to connect with YouTubers all across the world. And as far as like finding time for it, there's this stuff that I forgot existed. I think it's called sleep. So there's not a lot of that going on.
Well, speaking of, you don't just interview wrestlers. You just spoke of, you had YouTuber Emma Blackery on. Yeah. Also, actor-comedian Wayne Brady, Eric Bledsoe of the Phoenix Suns. Like, how crazy is it that it's a YouTube channel that is the thing that's providing this opportunity?
it's crazy because I'm getting to meet a lot of people that I really look up to. And there's like a lot of people that inspire me. And so especially being able to go to like conventions. So like VidCon, I would have never gone to VidCon if I wasn't running this channel, but because I went to VidCon, I got to meet a ton of people. Like you said, Emma Blackery, I got to meet the Lucas brothers, just tons of people that like are meaningful to me from my standpoint, you know? So it's been really cool being able to do that. And the fact that this channel, it's kind of like my brain baby, and it's doing well and people enjoy it is like a really cool feeling.
Well, and like the channel has been really well received, and it's had great growth. What have you learned about YouTube and making content for it? Like, what would be your biggest takeaway so far? Honestly, when you have the time and the chance, start like put in as much time as you can, because you don't know what's going to happen next week. So, for instance, we're running a WWE 2K17 series, and so when I was at home a few weeks ago, and I had like 2 days to film, so I just filmed like 20 episodes of it because, well, like I said, with the schedules, you don't know what's going to happen or what people, for one, are going to pop off on and what they're going to actually click and what they're going to like. So for me, I just like to make too much content. So then if something does happen and people enjoy it, you've got content already set, and you can start working on new stuff. And if they don't necessarily like it, okay, well, content is there if it comes up at a later date where people enjoy it. But probably that, having too much content, and for me, with traveling, having a portable studio. I know that a lot of people have the luxury of being able to set up and keep their studio in their house or wherever else they might be. But for me, having a gaming laptop that can play everything, and then having capture devices that are all portable is super easy for me, because I'm everywhere. We're filming backstage in arenas, I'm filming in my hotel rooms, I'm filming at people's houses, like all over the place. So I'd say that'd be the best takeaway for me, just learning how to be portable with my studio. Right.
And, you know, as a part of Up, Down, Down, what you guys do is, you know, play games and ask questions sort of at the same time, which is, I think, a really cool concept. But if you could build your ideal interview, you know, pick the person, pick the game that they're playing, who would it be?
Ooh, I don't know. That's okay. I'd have to have two people.
Okay.
Because I can't pick one. Both are like my idols from childhood. So Jackie Chan and Lenny Kravitz.
Okay. All right.
And I don't know what I have them playing. Probably like a really good beat 'em up. Probably the Turtles in Time on Super Nintendo.
Ooh, good choice.
That'd be
good
awesome.
Choice.
I'd want to see that.
Good choice.
Having them play. Because on one hand, it's fun watching people play games, like you said, but it's really hard to talk and like create or like recount these stories that have happened in your life while you're actually playing the game. So that's why I like playing beat 'em ups for interviews, because you're just walking through button mashing. So on one hand, you could see Jackie Chan and Lenny Kravitz playing Turtles in Time, but on the other hand, you could get this sweet interview from both of them. That's with the interviews. Oh, so go ahead.
No, I was going to say, can I tell you what mine would be? Like if I could construct the ultimate interview for Up, Down, Down, I would love to see you interview The Undertaker while you guys play the old PlayStation WWF in your house. Like, that would be...
Ooh.
Dude, right? Like, wouldn't that be awesome?
That'd be good. That's the one where like Yokozuna threw like ham hocks and stuff.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Sure is.
Yeah.
That was my all-time favorite wrestling game. I think I had more hours logged into that game than any other game.
It's really good. I had it on Sega Saturn, and I loved it on Saturn because you could put the disc into your CD player and listen to all the theme music.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So because you guys record from the locker room, the show will a lot of times get bombed by WWE superstars. I remember there was one where like Mark Henry kind of showed up and bombed your show. So how do the older members of the locker room react to this show?
So it's at first, not that it was not well received, but it was just kind of weird at first because it was something that hadn't been done before, and wrestling is a certain way. So, for instance, with the old school mentality is very much, how do I say this? It's very much keep everything close to the chest, let's say. While the newer generation, everything's much more open, and people realize that we are actors playing roles on a television show. And so at first it was just kind of weird because we're still kind of in that traditional phase of, coming into like the new millennium and changing the way that we think about what we do and how people perceive it and things like that, which I feel like this show has kind of helped that along a little bit and showing people, we are real human beings, and yes, we're playing characters on television, but everybody has their own story about themselves and their lives that are very interesting, that you don't necessarily get to hear about or see about because you're so focused on what we're doing 52 weeks a year, where there's lots of people that think that we are our characters because you don't see us in any other roles, really. You don't see, it's not like Jim Carrey plays a role like, okay, so back in the day, Batman Forever. For some reason, as a child, I thought like he was really the Riddler because I was very gullible as a kid. But, you see him in so many different roles over the course of the year. As with us, you see us in the same character, in the same role, so that's how you perceive us. But with this and a bunch of other things that are, I guess new to the world of wrestling, you're seeing us come out of that shadow, and you're seeing more of us as real people and human beings. And that, to me, is one of the coolest things about the show, because opposed from the fact that I think gaming channels kind of grow on just like the friendships and the humanity that people have while they're playing games, then getting angry, then being sad, then being upset, running through a whole gamut of emotions. You now have these certain personalities that you see a certain way acting just like you do when you play games. And so I think that's a really cool aspect of it that I think a lot of people like.
Absolutely. I love watching T-Pain's Twitch channel for that exact reason.
He's great.
Oh, because and the character that he constructs as his public persona is so awesome, but it's like he's so positive on the channel, and it's so great what he does, and I love that this is becoming a thing that's extending into people's everyday life, and I just think that that's awesome. So before we let you go, what have you been playing a lot of recently?
Ooh, okay, I just got done with Mafia 3.
Nice.
And so good. It was definitely the most anticipated game for me coming off of the heels of E3. As soon as I saw what it was about and the story of the main character and everything that you do throughout it, I was really hyped for it. So I'm biased in that sense of thinking it's one of the best games of the year. But I just got done with that. As we were talking before we started recording, I'm trying to get back into Final Fantasy 14. I played for an hour 2 days ago, and I felt really good about myself because I hadn't played on my computer for a while, and I had to reboot the game, and so I had to reconfigure all of my controls because I play on a PlayStation controller, and so that took me 30 minutes, and so I burned that and was mad that I didn't get to play more. But trying to get back into that, I started Watch Dogs 2, so that's really fun. We're in the midst of a Madden tournament, so a little bit of Madden. I'm not really a sports games guy, but I did just get into NHL 17.
Oh, nice.
And I didn't realize that I even liked hockey, and it's super fun. So pretty much just those.
You gonna check out Pokemon Sun and Moon?
I actually literally just picked it up yesterday.
Nice.
So I got Sun. I got Sun because I want that Vulpix. Real bad. So I haven't played it. I literally just went through the intro and just picked my starter Pokemon, which I don't know the names of all of these new Pokemon. They're so confusing to me. I picked the fire one, the little cat thing.
Litten,
I think.
Litten, yeah. That was the only one that I could, I couldn't pick the other ones after, especially seeing their evolutions.
Yeah.
Dude, Litten's final form is a wrestling fire cat. What more do you want?
Exactly. It's got the belts and everything.
Yeah. And also, too, in the story of Pokemon, if you pick the fire Pokemon first, you're going to be set for the first 3 gyms. Exactly.
And you're not wrong. Dude, thanks so much. Austin Creed, host of UpUpDownDown, the YouTube channel. You can find that over at youtube.com/UpUpDownDown. You can also catch him as Xavier Woods, 1/3 of the New Day and current WWE Raw Tag Team Champion, live on WWE Raw at 8 p.m. on the USA Networks. Austin, it was a pleasure having you on. Thanks so much for your time, man.
The pleasure was all mine. Thank you very much. And you guys can catch me on Twitter at Xavier Woods PhD. Same thing on Instagram. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, and shout out to Xavier Woods. Oh my God!
How awesome was that?
Woods.
What the fuck? That's crazy. Thank you so much to Austin Creed of UpUpDownDown. Make sure that you check out his YouTube channel if you haven't already. That's youtube.com/UpUpDownDown, as well as twitter.com/UpUpDownDown. That was so cool.
That is WWE Tag Team Champion and Limit Break Radio fan.
That's right.
Austin Creed.
That's right.
LBR has the best fans.
We do. We do. Seriously, that was so cool. We had to keep from marking out during that entire interview.
Oh my God. Just from the very first moment, you're like, do I call him Xavier or Austin?
Yeah, right. So cool, man. And so cool of him to give us some time here on the show today. Again, check it out. youtube.com/UpUpDownDown. So before we get